Welcome, my friends, back to Thursdays at 3. Hey, we're almost through with the month of May. How incredible is that? We've been having a lot of fun showing you science and puppets and a Bible show every single week, every Thursday at 3. If you can't catch us at 3, that's fine. You can watch us at another time on Facebook or YouTube. We're just so glad that you're here with us right now. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello, my friends. It is science time. Remember last week we looked at dry ice. It's a gas. It's 60% heavier than regular dry air, and it can get extremely cold, 109 degrees below zero. That is pretty incredible. Well, guess what? I have some more. We have some more experiments and some of my favorite science experiments we're going to do right now. I'm really pumped about this. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my friends, here we go. Week two of dry ice experiments. We have 2 experiments we're going to do here. I'm really excited about this. This is a lot of fun. Something we have here is we have our cup of water. Warm water works better. Hot water works even better than that. The hotter water you can get, the better it works with the dry ice. Dry ice, it dissipates. Okay, so it starts to fade away there. You can see. Whenever you apply heat to it, the gases begin to break off. It's really, really cool. If we add this to hot water, it will produce it even faster. Now, when I drop it in here, you're going to see bubbles, and those bubbles are going to start coming up and going everywhere, and then the gas from the bubbles, it's going to break through the bubbles, and it's going to just leak over, and you're just going to see it's going to pour out all out here, which is a lot of fun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some soap. We're going to see what happens with the soap. All right, so here we go. Let's give this a shot. Remember, it's 109 degrees below zero. Okay, this is very, very cold stuff. Now, it does not like that hot water. Okay, so it's just going crazy. Now, what we can do is we can add some stuff to that. If you blow on it, you can see those bubbles, and then as those bubbles pop, then it just leaks right out here. Remember, this starves fire. This is what you can use to put out fire. You're not supposed to breathe this stuff in because it's different than oxygen. What we're going to do is we're going to add some Dawn dish soap now, and we're going to see what happens. Now, what's the Dawn dish soap going to do? What do you think? Think it's going to explode? Think it's going to turn into a lava monster? No, it's not going to do either one of those, okay? What it's going to do is it's going to keep the bubbles together even longer. So see what's happening? The bubbles down there, they're breaking apart. What we're going to do is we're going to add this, and this is going to hold those bubbles together. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. All right, I'm going to take this. I'm just going to drop it right inside there. Let's see what happens. Ho, ho, ho. Check that out. We got a crazy bubble monster going on there, and it just keeps coming. Now what happens if we pop this? Look at that. We pop it, and then it releases those gases. Okay, here we go. Move that over some more. And it's funny because this is warm water. You would actually think, oh, that's freezing cold. No, actually the bubbles here are actually warm. And you can hold the bubbles like that, break them. There you go. Let's try it again. Scoop those bubbles up. Blow on it a little bit. Now let's break it. There we go. Let's try it again. Dry ice bubbles. Pretty cool, huh? Now, what do you think if we could try something to make a bigger bubble? You want to give it a shot? I want to as well. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Okay, here we go. You like my gloves? I'll explain why I need these in just a minute, all right? I've taken this right here and I've stirred some Dawn dish soap into that water. I'll explain why in just a minute. Set that over there, and I've got my gloves. Notice I have my gloves here. I don't really need my gloves right now because I'm just going to be taking this and setting it right in the water. What I have here is I have something that I built. It's a little container right here, and I've got a pipe, a little hose here, and then I've got this special little fitting right here. It's a round thing. It looks like a bubble maker almost. We're going to use this. So check this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add in dry ice to my water here. Drop that dry ice in there. Drop the rest of that in there. Oh man, that's a boiling good. All right. Now, let's take this and we're going to scooch this over here just a little bit. Let's set our towel right there. Now watch what happens. I'm going to take this and I'm going to place this lid on top of here, and I'm going to force this carbon dioxide through this hose. Watch what happens. Ah, see that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put it into our solution. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Oh, look at that. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That, my friends, is a large dry ice bubble. And if you add gelatin to it, it's even stronger. You can put it on the floor and kick it if you want to. It's pretty amazing. And then it pops. Hey, let's try it again. All right, I'm going to get another one here. Place some down there. Oh, there we go. Whoa, pretty neat. They're bouncing all over the place here. Let's try it again. Oh, that's a big one. Check that out. Whoa, dry ice bubble. What's inside there is the carbon dioxide. Now notice if you watch it, it'll slowly get smaller and smaller and smaller. Now why am I wearing these gloves? If you remember a couple of weeks ago, I showed how your skin will react to soap like a bubble. Because you have oils and dirt on your skin, it pops them. But if you have soapy hands, it won't do it. Also, if you're wearing like these little gloves, these knit gloves, it really, really likes those gloves. It's not going to be strong enough to break through the surface tension of that bubble. And there you have it. It's one of my favorite experiments to do. We hand these out. You can take them and even toss them from one hand to another. Pretty neat. Dry ice bubbles. And then it pops. Let's make one more. Let's see if we can make a big one. Here we go. All right, there's one there. Let's add one to it. Aha, we got two. Let's put another one on there. 3, 4. Check that out. 4 dry ice bubbles. There's 3. Where's the other one at? Oh, there he is, under there. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, dry ice is a lot of fun. Let's talk about it just for a second. Okay, what'd you think? It's pretty cool, huh? Dry ice is awesome. I love it. So much fun. Look at that. Got it boiling down in the bottom there. Isn't that cool? We see this top part. Let's blow it out. Woo! There we go. Look at that. Pretty neat, huh? The gases are releasing because of the hot water, and it's starting to rise, and then they pop on the surface, and then it leaks out the top right here. If we put soap in there, it would do the same thing. The bubbles would hold together, and then it would just start spilling out. As the water gets colder, the reaction slows as well, and then we don't have as much gas let off. It's pretty neat. Sometimes you see cool stuff and it's fun just to mess around, take it easy, do fun experiments. Dry ice, it's super cool. Hey, think about something really fun that you like to do. Think about something fun and a science experiment that you could do. This is something that I came up with. Okay, I didn't come up with the idea of the dry ice bubbles, but I went to the hardware store and I bought this stuff and then I built it. You know, you can build some pretty cool stuff too. God gave each and every one of us brains, and inside of those brains there's all these really cool thoughts and imaginations of cool things that we can do. Listen, I love to invent things, I love to create things, and I know you do as well. Come up with something really cool. God gave you an amazing brain. You can do it. Come up with it, test it out. It's pretty neat. All right, let's get ready for the puppets.
Hi everyone, I am so glad that you're here for the puppets. And so I think we have...
Miss Herring, are you out there?
Yes, and by the way, I know who that is. I recognize the voice right away. That is Mary Lou. Yep. Hey Mary Lou, come on out. Oh, look.
Well, howdy, Doug, howdy. I am so glad to be here.
I thought it was Mary Lou. I thought I heard her voice.
No, that's my voice. It came out of my mouth. See, looky here. Howdy, dog, howdy. See my lips moving?
Uh-huh.
Came out of my mouth.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, Miss Herring.
Now, I know that was Mary Lou. That wasn't you, Bobby Sue.
Oh, I think you're right, because my lips weren't moving at all. Hey, Mary Lou, where is you?
Oh,
Right here, right here.
here you go. Let me help you, Mary Lou. I'm going to help you with your arms. Hey.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my. Oh, I am so glad to be here because this has been one crazy day.
More crazy than usual?
Crazier.
Oh, wow. Well, tell us what happened.
Well, first of all, I got the hiccups.
Uh-huh.
And then I stubbed my toe on a rocking chair. It was awful. I wanted to yell, ouch! But all I could do was
My lens, Mary Lou, that's awful. You know what? I'm going to do something that will make you feel better.
what's that, Bobby Sue?
I'm going to sing you a song. That always makes the pain go away. Okay, here it goes. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling.
Bobby Sue.
Clementine,
Bobby Sue.
you were
Bobby
lost
Sue.
and gone forever. Dreadful sorry,
Bobby Sue.
Clementine.
Bobby Sue.
On top.
I think she's feeling better, Bobby Sue. I think she is. Aren't you, Mary? Lou?
I am feeling better,
See?
Miss Herring, and my hiccups are gone.
Yeah.
See, I knew it would work. I got such a great singing voice.
Oh, Bobby Sue, you should make a CD of your songs. You could be famous.
Yeah.
Hey, you think so? I could like go walking down in the grocery store and people would stop and go, hey, there's that girl with the beautiful hair who has that great singing voice, Bobby Sue.
Well, Bobby Sue, being famous is not quite that easy. Besides that, Bobby Sue, we're going to learn about somebody in our Bible story today that was famous, but he was famous really for a bad reason.
Wait. If he was was he famous because he had a great singing voice?
No. No. He was. This was a man in the Bible, and this poor man was tormented by the devil. He cut himself. He screamed and cried all day long, and he lived in the graveyard. I mean, it was sad.
Oh, Miss Herring,
Yeah.
are you talking about the maniac of Gadara?
Yes, I was.
Wait a minute. How come they didn't arrest that nut job and put him in jail?
Well, do you know, they tried. They tried to. They would put fetters on him, and they had the big, heavy chains, but he just broke them in pieces. And, I mean, a lot of people were afraid of him.
Wait a minute. You said he went running around without no clothes?
Yes.
I bet that would make him famous because everybody in town would go, ah! That man's running through here without clothes on. Oh my goodness, that'd be embarrassing.
Yes, that would be embarrassing. Absolutely. So, well, are y'all going to be ready to hear the Bible story?
I am.
So am I.
Okay.
We're excited.
All right. Well, then let's say goodbye to the boys and girls, and we're going to hear our Bible story, okay?
Okay.
Okay, say goodbye. Hi, everyone. I am so glad that you're here for our Bible story time. As you know, we've been learning about the miracles of Jesus. Many miracles were done, but only 35 are recorded. And most of the miracles that were done was in the city of Capernaum. Now, as you know, Israel was a very tiny country, long and slender, and at the top of it is the area called Galilee, and right here is the town of Capernaum. And whenever Jesus went to Capernaum, the crowds were just so happy to see him. They would meet him. They were enthusiastic. As you remember from last week, what had happened was remember when we learned about the woman with the issue of blood and then Jairus' daughter, that it was so crowded and congested that the people just thronged each other. It was just packed in there. Well, whenever Jesus came to Capernaum, this is what happened. All the Bible calls that a multitude. A multitude of people were there to see Jesus. Here, what happened was that Jesus was here, and he had healed, he had taught, and he told his disciples to get the boat ready. They were leaving. I'm sure his disciples wondered, why were they leaving? I mean, the crowd was there. They were waiting for them. They were enthusiastic. They could not wait to see him, and now he wants to leave. He wants all of them to leave. Now, this is it's very interesting because they didn't know where Jesus was leading them to, but they would leave Capernaum and they would go to Gadarene. Now, this area right here is probably a place, as a Jew, that you would not want to go, you would not want to live. It would be, you might say, think of a place where there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of sin, there's a lot of wickedness. Well, that's right here. Nobody wants to live there. And I'm sure the disciples probably wondered, why are they going there? The point in this story that God is teaching us, such a wonderful lesson, that he left the multitude for one, for just one. And then we would find out that one would reach a multitude. So as the sun began to come up and it was dawn, they arrived there in Gadarene. And the thing about it is there was nobody on the shore. I'm sure the disciples wondered why they were there. There was nobody there. There was nobody on the shore. There was nobody waiting for them. But he came for one. And the one that he came for was called the maniac of Gadara. This man, we don't know how this happened, but this man was possessed with devils. There were demons that were living in his body. Now, we know that that can't just happen to a person. A person has to want them to come in. A person has to want them to live inside their body. So it makes me sort of wonder, what was this man thinking? Was he involved in the occult? Did he think this would give him power? We don't know how this happened, but what this man did is he had demons living within his body. And what he would do is he would take rocks and he would cut himself. And he would scream and cry day and night. He ran through the graveyard. He had no clothes on. And people, I'm sure, wondered, is there something we can't do with him? They tried putting fetters on him and chains, and he broke them. Just broke them, tore them off. People were afraid of him. They were scared of him. This man, truly, with the name, when you say maniac, this was him. But this poor man, actually, he was tormented. He was tormented of these devils that had possessed his body. And Jesus had come just for him, for this one. So what had happened was the disciples had come, and they had landed on shore. Like I said, there was no one there. They came out of the boat, and suddenly the maniac of Gadara, who saw them, started running towards them, down the hill, down towards where they were on the shore. He was running towards them. I bet the disciples were like, probably their eyes were big and they were shocked as this maniac is running towards them. He's cut, he's bleeding, he's yelling, and he falls down before Christ. And he comes to him, and it's the demons that are speaking, not him, not the man. And they have said, they know who this is. They know that it's Jesus, the Son of God. And they ask if he's come to torment them before their time. In other words, that they know that Christ has come to judge. Has he come to judge them already? Has their judgment, the demons, has their judgment already come? And then the Lord asked them who their name is. And they answer, Legion, because they are many. Many demons were in this poor man. And then they ask a request that has always seemed rather unusual to me. In a distance, there was a herd of swine, of pigs, and they asked if they could be cast. They knew that Jesus was going to send them out of this man, and they asked if they could go into the swine. Now, it's interesting that they would ask this request because obviously they knew that Jesus would permit it. First of all, Jews were not allowed. They were forbidden to have pigs. Now, it's not so today, but then they were considered an unclean meat. Pigs would eat things that were dead, things that were rotting, things that were bad. Anything that they ate like that became part of them. It became part of the meat. So all of that infection and bugs and worms and parasites all became a part of this type of meat, which the Jews were not supposed to have. So maybe they were selling it to Gentiles, this diseased meat, this bad meat. Well, what happened is the devils, he told them to leave. They left and they went into this swine of pigs. It was 2,000. They went crazy. They ran violently over the cliff and down into the sea. And they drowned. Some people think, oh, these poor pigs. No, they were diseased. And everybody that ate of that meat would end up with the same illness. Well, those that owned them weren't there, just the keepers. But when they saw what happened, they were like, oh boy, that means that they're in trouble because this is a loss to the owner. So they run to town to go tell what has happened. And everybody there is really not only worried, they're scared. Because why? Because of judgment. If their Jewish Messiah has come, he's there, then obviously he knows they shouldn't be having these. Has he come to judge them? Will he come and close down all these places that are sinful, that are bad? They got to get him out of here. So they decide they are going to go to where he is, tell him not to come into their town, just please leave. So the whole town comes out and goes to the coast, and there they see the man who was the maniac of Gadara. He has clothes on. He's dressed. Not only is he dressed, but the Bible says he's in his right mind. He's talking. He's normal. He's talking to Jesus. Jesus is talking to him. They can't believe it. And now they're actually afraid. And I think it's because of their own sin. And they're afraid that what Jesus is going to do is he's basically going to clean house. And they ask him, they beg him, please, please leave. So Jesus gets in the boat with his disciples to leave. And this man, the maniac of Gadara, begs him. He says, please, please let me go with you. I want to be one of your disciples. Let me go with you. And he said, no, you go back and you go to your family, to your friends, and you tell them the things that God has done for you. And now here it was, Jesus left the multitude for one, and now we would find out how one reached a multitude. Okay, let me show you how this happened. The Bible says that this man went throughout this entire region here, telling them what God had done for them, and God's compassion and God's goodness and God's kindness. Whereas that they were afraid of God's judgment, they realized then God's love and his compassion for them. And the next time that Jesus went there, the whole town turned out, and there was great revival. You see how important one is? How important one. We never know the one person we reach, how many others they will reach it also. Thanks so much for joining us today for our Bible story.